So I mentioned yesterday when we were driving in here how I'm such a firm believer that magic happens at the edge of your comfort zones. And there was so much magic to yesterday, but that I was really, really close to the edge of being comfortable. And in fact, when we arrived here at this campsite, I felt completely overwhelmed. We just had that really intense drive through the elephants, right? Just shouting at us. Which we were completely fine, but you know, we're not experienced safari guides and you just never know what the elephants are going to do. We'd also had emotional goodbyes in the morning with my family. It had been a really busy day of time constraints. And if you've been watching our channel for a while, you know that I like to share when, as a mum, I'm feeling a little bit uncertain and when things are kind of pushing me beyond that limit. And yesterday, and this trip is one of those. You know, we are in the middle of the bush. There's no fences around these campsites. There's wildlife everywhere. We went to sleep with elephants surrounding our tent. Crusoe's toddling almost, and yesterday I got here and I felt completely overwhelmed. And I was thinking back to one of Cara and Nate's videos we watched, actually, one of their recent ones, where Nate was talking about how you've got your comfort zone and then beyond that comfort zone are life experiences. And some of them exist beyond your comfort zone, but every time you push your comfort zone, it then encompasses a whole bunch of new life experiences so that you're more comfortable with more things. And it's exactly what's happened with us. When we first started this trip in Namibia, I was worried about camping with Crusoe and it felt uncomfortable then, but then it encompassed all of it. Botswana feels really remote and wild and a bit hectic and beyond my comfort zone. So I think it's pretty cool that by the end of this trip, our comfort zones, as parents and as travellers, are going to encompass wild camping in the middle of the African bush with a 1-year-old.
With elephants all around.
Elephants all around. Last night we could hear lions. I definitely heard a leopard. You know, this is the real deal.
Hello, buddy. Yeah.
We are the Newbies, a family of travel adventurers on a mission to make our minutes and seconds matter. I'm Tara, born and raised in Africa and obsessed with wild things and wild places. This is John. He's lived a life on the road and has visited 163 countries. And this is our son Crusoe, who has ambitions to get to 100 countries before he goes to school. He's going to need our help with that, so hit that subscribe button and join us every Sunday as we discover our extraordinary world as a family, teaching us all to be brave, think big, and to explore.
All right. Shall we go run the Ellie Gauntlet? Crusoe, first to spot an elephant wins a...
Okie dokie, we're off. Quite an exciting start to the morning this morning. We've driven out of camp and after having heard them last night, there are lion footprints all over the road this morning. About 400 meters, 200 meters from camp?
Yeah.
About 200 meters from camp. And there are vultures covering the trees around here and there's lots of hyena footprints. So the lion are definitely around.
There was a big fight last night. The elephants were trumpeting off. The lions were roaring, and there we were, alone
in the campsite.
In our tent. Brilliant.
We will admit that there have been moments where we think we might be mad, but anyway. So this morning we're supposed to be in a big hurry because we've got a long drive today, but we've got completely sidetracked. Crusoe's lost his apple. We've got completely sidetracked with trying desperately to see if we can see these lions before we go. So let's see if we're lucky. So just over there are the solar panels for camp. And just down here are lion footprints heading in that direction.
So these are those are our own car tracks. We've been driving around a little bit this morning, having a look around, and we've decided, no, we're going to go and have a good look for these lions now instead of just zip on out.
Look at this road, it's covered in footprints. There was so much going on last night. And because it rained a bit, the mud's preserved them really beautifully. It's easy to see. That's so exciting to think we were just mere meters from all of this. So I'm no safari guide, right? But I am trying to figure out what's going on here. There's hyena footprints, there's vultures everywhere, so I think they've made a kill, but nothing's very active. So I'm assuming the kill is finished, as it were, and that the lions are most likely to have therefore gone down to water to have a drink. So we're going to take the river road and see see if we are right in our assumptions.
So Tara tells me that probably what's happened after a kill is that the lions have wandered down this road here. And this is a big swampy area out here outside. Lots of water, so they'll probably come down here for a bit of a drink after they've offed whatever they offed. So we're down here searching for them at the moment. Can't see anything just yet, and we've lost sight of the tracks. So I think we might turn around and head back in the direction of the activity. See whether they're back up there.
The bush is so thick, I actually can't even see anything with the binos. I think we gotta call it, my love.
Okie doke. That's one of the things about coming on safari in green season. You don't always see everything you want to see, but it's fun trying.
Oh, right. See what's in the bag. We found the lions. You can hear the baboons alarming. Oh my gosh, darling, she's coming straight for us. Oh my gosh, she's so beautiful. There she is.
We found the rest of them. That's so cool.
Isn't that exciting? There, look, there's two sitting there. Can you see? There's
Yeah, I see.
Okay, there was two here.
There's two right here, and then there's one in the back. So difficult to spot them in green season. There they are, loads of them, darling.
Yeah,
Cubs.
look, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow.
Well, that was a very cool start to the day. Basically, we'd given up, and there's a fire break road that goes from our campsite back to the main road that we thought, let's take that because it's quicker. So we were just on our way, and we saw this big troop of baboons that were running and looking back into the bush, and then one of the cubs was chasing them, and that's how we saw them.
Yeah, and now there's we can see it, but we can't film it. It's just a little bit too far away.
And they're in long, thick grass.
Well, when I say a little bit too far away, I'd say they're around about 100 meters away from where we are right now.
Yeah.
Whole pride of them, I don't know, maybe there's about 10 in the grass, but the grass is so long, they're very well camouflaged and hidden away.
If the baboons hadn't seen them when we drove past, we wouldn't have seen them.
No.
So cool.
That's what safari is mostly all about, though, isn't it?
Anyway, we really need to hit the road now. So
We
let's get
do.
going.
A long way to go.
We have.
5 hours.
That's a brilliant start to the day.
I'm reluctant to leave. Look, they're starting to
there's
move
that.
around.
No, it's that youngster returning, the one who was chasing the baboon.
Is it? Maybe. Well, let's spend another 5 minutes here and see what.
So we sat and watched the lions for another 15 minutes, captivating as it was. Driving out of Chobe was as exciting as it was driving in, but this time it wasn't elephants that slowed our safari. It was giraffe, and after years of combined safari experiences, we can both honestly say that we've never seen so many giraffe in one place ever before as we did on this drive. It was incredible. We are on our way to the next stop, Nata.
I can't wait to get there. Tara and I on this journey have been sat thinking a little bit about Chobe National Park and this self-drive experience. If you're going on safari with young children, like we are, Crusoe, you're probably not going to be able to go on a traditional guided safari tour. Probably the only way you're going to be able to go on safari is if it's a self-drive experience.
Yeah, exactly. So it does mean sometimes that the experience is perhaps
a little bit compromised because you don't know the area as well as a safari guide would, and you also don't know the wildlife as well, so you don't know where to look for all the exciting stuff. And like you saw in our last week's video, sometimes it's been nerve-wracking if you come across some wildlife and you don't really know how to handle it.
Tara did really well with the elephants last week. She has a good knowledge and has driven past enough elephants to know when they're feeling a little bit tense and when they're very relaxed. But nevertheless, without an actual guide on board with you telling you what to do, it is really nerve-wracking. I must have had encounters with bull elephants like we did last week, I don't know, maybe 20, 30 times on safari, and Tara, you even more. But I've never felt uncomfortable around an elephant except for when I'm behind the wheel.
Yeah.
You know, staring down that big bull elephant there. And this morning, those lions, wow. How to find a lion without an actual guide who knows the area, it's pretty difficult.
It is difficult. I was just saying to John, I'm really grateful that I've had so much time on safari over the years. So having been out on game drives, you kind of start picking up little tips and tricks. So I knew what the tracks looked like. I knew what the difference between a lion and a hyena footprint was. I knew how to see which way they were going and try and figure out which ones were fresher. I could also read the trees and the vultures, and I could see that the vultures were done feeding, which meant that whatever had been there was probably finished. And if that was finished, then the lions would probably be looking for water.
Which is exactly where
they were. So we did go looking for them along the river line and they weren't there, but where we found them was right next to a waterhole. And the other thing that alerted us to their presence was watching the wildlife around them, which is always a dead giveaway. And I'd always say it's so important to just take things slow sometimes and switch off your engine and listen to the sounds of the bush, because often you'll hear baboons making an alarm call, or impala making an alarm call, or guinea fowl shouting about something, and it always means that they've seen something. And if you go and follow the noise, you'll find what they're looking at. It's either a leopard or a lion or something of that ilk. So today we could see the baboons freaking out, and we looked where they were looking, and there next to a waterhole, as expected, was a pride of lions. So
hidden away. If
we would never have seen them if the baboons had.
Yeah, without those signals, we would not have seen the lions. So I suppose there's some good advice in there, and that's if you've got young kids and you are going on a self-drive safari, you want to go on safari, it is going to be a self-drive safari. Have a read of a guidebook and learn a little bit about the environment before you get there.
Yeah. Because
it's going to make your whole experience so much better.
Yeah, there's always sights and sounds of the bush that can point you in the direction of amazing things.
Quite right. Okay, so we're off to Nata. We've got a little drive down here. It's going to be 4 or 5 hours, I think, today. Crusoe's asleep in the back. Can't wait to get there.
Oh dear. John's just been caught speeding. I think he was doing 105 in an 80 zone. He's gone off to the police with the policeman, and we'll see how much it's going to cost us. That's a bit of a pain. Crusoe was fast asleep, and of course as soon as you stop, wakes up, which is frustrating because we have such a long journey, and the longer he slept for the better. But anyway, these things can't be helped. We should have noticed the speeding sign. We didn't, the speed limit. So yeah, let's see what happens. Oh dear.
Okay, hello Crusoe. More certificates of wrongdoing from myself. So,
darling,
it's an 80 zone.
Yeah.
They showed me a picture of how fast we were going.
Whoops.
Faster than 80. Yeah. So anyway, they've got a sliding scale as well of naughtiness. So the faster over the speed limit you're going, the more fine you have to pay.
Right.
It's pretty handy because they had a cash card machine there ready for me to pay the fine.
Yeah.
Taking international credit cards as well, which was great.
So how much did it cost?
600.
So was that 30 quid?
Yeah, a bit more than 30 quid. It's closer to 40 quid.
Sherbet, my love.
Yeah. Well, we were doing a little bit over the speed limit, so...
Ouch.
I think in the UK I might have lost my license.
My love, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, shit.
Oh dear.
Anyway, nice experience because number one, they're not Zimbabwean police officers, so it didn't cost me a juice plus a bunch of fines. And number two, I knew that I was being naughty, so it was, look, here's 120. It was just that one little bit of road that was 80.
Which is why he's under that tree.
This journey is non-stop action. Quite literally just got back up to 120 kilometres an hour.
In 120 kilometre an hour zone, let's just be clear.
Good news. And here we are being stopped, not this time by coppers, but this time by a bunch of giraffe.
Isn't that cool? And this is a main road. We're not even in a national park anymore.
Yeah,
It's amazing. Botswana is just too cool.
it is too cool. These guys didn't cost us 600 pula though.
Love it. Good day,
Yeah.
fellas. Okay, so the most extraordinary thing about Botswana is we've basically been on a main highway through the country all day for about 3 hours. We've just stopped at an animal control point. And this must be our 15th elephant. He's
it's
just
been a lot.
hanging out on the side of the road. He also has 5 legs.
Bloody hell, doesn't he? That's what happens when you get a few birds around you. What?
Oh dear. I think we're nearly there.
Yeah,
We've made it.
we've made it. That wasn't such a bad journey, was it?
It wasn't actually. It was quite a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. This is Nata Lodge. Obviously we're camping.
That looks nice, doesn't it?
It does look lovely, hey?
Yeah.
Cool. Let's go check it out. I'm driving my dog.
Thank you very much. You ready, Crusoe? Shall we go? Shall we go? Shall we? You're gonna go look at a flamingo. Are you gonna go look at a flamingo? Where's the flamingo? Hey, that's Mummy. Come on. We have a camping reservation.
Yes, camping. Did you pay already?
Oh, you did?
When they come, show them this one.
Okay.
Then you're welcome to use our facilities.
So we just spoke to the reception staff and apparently the flamingos have already started migrating back to Namibia.
And we've just come from Namibia.
So
I say just.
he said
a couple
we'll be
of
lucky
months
to
ago.
see a flamingo, but we will probably definitely see pelicans.
Yeah, so what are we going to do? Just hang out
I
today?
think we'll go check out the campsite, maybe just hang out today. It's been a long day in the car and we go to the bird sanctuary tomorrow morning.
They've said we can use their swimming pool and we can,
A restaurant,
Use
and
all
a bar
the-
and the Wi-Fi and all
yeah,
that
so
malarkey.
that's great.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry, do I keep talking over you?
No,
Sorry.
it's all right. Tara's just put the last 4 videos together almost entirely on her own and she's feeling a bit like YouTube boss at the moment. So. This is all right, isn't it?
Lovely.
Totally different from yesterday where we stayed.
Completely different.
I know, Crusoe. I'm feeling a little bit more, I don't know, populated.
Less likely to be eaten by a lion.
Yeah, a lot less likely to be eaten by a lion. Shall we put the tent up and go to the swimming pool?
I think that's a good idea. The best things about these tents is as soon as you open them, they just literally unfold and your bed's already made. Isn't that cool? I'm just going to unzip all of these windows and let some air flow through for the afternoon because it's going to get hot, hot, hot in here.
No air conditioning could be a problem.
Yup. That's bed up. There you go, camp's all set up. I think we should go for a swim.
Me too. Let's go. What do you say, Crusoe? Yes, please, Dad. Yes, please. I'll go for a swim.
How's that, Max?
Okay, you want to go? A rather wonderful sign over there says that we have arrived at Nata Sanctuary. That's one of the best I've seen. This, in comparison to a lot of Botswana's big name game sites like Chobe and the Okavango Delta, is just a small bird sanctuary outside of Nata. There are normally flamingos here, but apparently we might be a bit late for that. So we're just going to come and have a look around. We've been warned not to go into too many puddles because people get lost in puddles here
And stuck.
and stuck. Thanks very much, buddy.
Sean's off to go and see how much it's going to cost us to go look at
Hello.
some pelicans.
We have to pay, right? And how much is it? So I can pay with a card, but I can't pay with a card because there's no electricity. And then it's 100 pula per person,
Okay.
and then 350 for the car, or was it 35 for the car? That's a big difference. So it's 100 puller is about $1.
No,
Is
it's
that
not.
right?
No,
No.
it's $10.
$10. Shit. Okay. And then I'm going to need another card. That was fun.
Why?
Okay, so we have been warned. There's our receipts.
Yep.
We got given a little brochure as well. You can read that on the way.
Uh-huh.
We have to drive 300 meters down this road here,
Yep.
turn left and drive 7 kilometers.
Okay.
We must follow other people's tracks. I said, do many people, because yesterday evening that dude was telling us that everybody gets stuck in here. I said, do many people come in here and get stuck? She said, many people come in here and many people leave. Shit. Okay, very good.
Dear.
So anyway, if we come across water and puddles, we shouldn't drive into them. We should
Okay.
avoid going into them because the ground is very soft, and we will get stuck.
Okay.
Even though I am a superstar four-wheel drive driver, we need to be careful.
Okay.
So 300 meters this way, turn left, and then we get to a wooden thing, and then we have a look. And
Okay.
and she said, I said, what am I going to see in here? You know, because obviously yesterday the dude said no flamingos.
Oh. Yeah.
So anyway, she said you're going to see wildebeest. Love a wildebeest. She also said you might see some pelicans and you probably will see some flamingos.
Cool.
So we'll see. We will see.
Nice. Are you counting the meters?
No, I'm not. I am nervous though about this old driving malarkey because there's a lot of water in here apparently.
It's a flooded salt pan, isn't it?
It is,
Anyway,
yeah.
let me read the pamphlet and I can tell you a bit more about it.
There's a sign.
Nata Conservation Trust.
Welcome.
To the Macadie Caddy Pans! I've always wanted to go to the Macadie Caddy. Cool.
So check it. So look, for example, that way, we don't go that way.
Oh, water.
You know why we don't go that way?
Water.
Because we're going to get stuck in salt water.
So turn left. That didn't take long. Now, follow the other people's tracks, she said. But there's like a tumbleweed in one of those puddles.
All right, here we go. I mean, that's basically just a whole bunch of water that we've got to go through. Oh dear.
You'll be alright, my love. I bear left there. Why are you aiming for
Because
the
she said follow people's tracks.
But look at all the tracks on the left there.
But that, okay.
Okay. Oh, God.
There might be crocodiles in there already.
No, don't be so silly. Oh, look, a bird. That is a yellow-billed stork. Hang on, pause. Let's survey the scene. Shit, but that's a lot of water.
Are you kidding me? Come on. Which way?
No?
Just going to bomb it straight through the
Okay,
middle.
we're going to get stuck. This is scary. I don't like it.
Fucking hell, man.
Sorry about the language in these videos, guys. Botswana's making us potty mad.
I am unhappy about that. The thing is, it is like super slippy. It's like gooey, you know? And even with four-wheel drive on, we are slipping and sliding around a little bit. It's not nice. I just don't want to, do you know, I just don't want to get stuck. That's a shit way to spend a day, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
You know?
So John and I were just talking about the consequences of COVID, which are far-reaching. You know, this is obviously a seasonal problem for sure, that there's lots of water and it's a bit more tricky to get in here. But at the same time, there's been 5 people. I'd just go straight across, everyone else has. Sorry, I'm being a real backseat driver, but this is hectic. Sorry, I can't concentrate. We're going into really deep water. Shit.
This is so
I think it's actually hard in there. I don't know why everyone's panicking. I don't think you need... Anyway. Consequence of COVID. You know, there's been 5 people in the guest book the whole month of February, which is to some extent seasonal, but at the same time, they've had no money, no funding for the last 2 years to keep the roads maintained and looked after, or to support the communities which rely on the money coming in from tourism. This entire project is community-based, and run by the community to try and bring in some income for the communities living along the Makadikali Pans in this area.
So I think we're here. I think we've arrived. And those blasted flamingos, I think they've left.
Gone back to Namibia.
Gone back, that's where they live, yeah, in Namibia. So I think February, people, if you're coming to Nata in February, don't be disappointed if there are no flamingos. Be delighted by the drive though, because it's quite special.
Okay, so there's the pan itself. It really is like an enormous lake, and I'm pretty sure that usually that's dry. Over there I can see 1, 2 pelicans.
I can see some white flamingos with stalks.
I was expecting scenes awash with pink and long legs, but not today, everybody. Not today. It's still really impressive though. That's basically an enormous salt lake.
Yeah, so we were talking to a security guard in the campsite last night who said to us there's a word called
Mahobo-hobo.
Mahobo-hobo. What a great word. And that basically means soaked land.
And lots of water.
Lots of water. Botswana, if I get this right, he said Botswana in the local language is called Mahobo-hobo because everything gets covered in water once a year. The Okavango Delta,
The
Mound,
Makadikali.
the Makadikali, it's all just completely covered in sort of this much water all through it. So
Quite cool, isn't it?
yeah, so next time you're walking through a rain shower in San Francisco or London, just say to yourself, Mahobo-hobo.
There you go.
There. There are no flamingos viewable from up on the platform.
Really?
None.
I thought maybe you would see them on that magnificent platform.
It is quite snazzy. In fact, inspiration for Portugal, but that's another thing. Look, don't get too disappointed. Earlier on in this video, we saw a lion.
We did, exactly. So, what's next?
We are going to a place called, and wait for it, this is so cool, Planet Bearbal. Love it. Maybe we might see some meerkats.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. I'm excited. But first we've got to get out of this place. Here we go.